so let's lay down. I was gonna have us start seated, but because of the energy levels, let's lay down. It's a good alternative. So let me just adjust this because I'm a total Virgo and it's not completely straight. Okay. All right. So as you lay down, do a nice big stretch, reach those arms back, let your legs go long, point the toes, circle the ankles, flex the feet, move the wrists around, yawn, even if you don't need to yawn, yawn, like do a fake yawn until one comes. Just awaken the length of your body. And slowly relax as you're exhaling. And let's bring the feet to bend, or the knees to bend. Feet on the floor, and bring your hands on your body, on your abdomen and chest, perhaps. And maybe the knees drop together, just to like knock knee with your feet a little wider. And we'll just focus on breathing here. So first awakening the body and bringing more oxygen into the body here. So let's allow the eyes to close. Rest your arms down heavily, but then push into your elbows, lifting your upper back, and try to tuck the shoulders a little under you. But then just rest down and wedge those shoulders out as you need to. And then exhale with an open mouth, everything out of the body. And then seal the lips and inhale, fill the belly. And then soften the belly, fill the ribs. Bring the breath into the chest. Hold it inside. Open the mouth, exhale, and sigh it out. Soft release, and then engaging the core, pressing, expressing the extra air out, and do it again. Inhale, belly fills first, almost unnaturally, but then it softens as we lift the breath into the ribs and chest. Feeling full and holding the breath, and sip up more. Open the mouth, soft exhale. Releasing the air and then pushing it out. And inhale again through the nose, belly, ribs, chest. Taking in a little more air this time. Hold it in, sip it up. Hold it and relax. Open mouth, exhale. Push all of the air out, out, out. Get emptier. And then again, inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Hold it in, feel the collarbones lift and the throat fill, sip it. Open mouth, exhale. Press all of that air out, get emptier, 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 and then let breath fill you up naturally and empty you out naturally. And just relax the body. So if you're feeling tired, it shouldn't take much to just be able to just relax. And you're like, oh, I could sleep maybe, but we're not gonna. Let's build some heat. So bring your knees into your chest now. Wrap your arms around those legs. Bring your nose up to your knees, rounding the back. Good. And then head, excuse me, and shoulders down, and just rock side to side. A little left and right. My yoga mat is right by this air vent. So sometimes I sneeze because there's dust flying out of there. All right, and so once you're done rocking side to side, let's pause on the back. Bring your palms on your knees, bring your knees together and do circles with your knees together. So you're bringing some nice pressure around the lower back and the outer hips a bit here with this movement, keeping the knees together, legs together, and just moving in a circle. And then going in the other direction. So they're not huge circles because your palms stay on the kneecaps. You can have a good grip on those knees, the top of the knees, front of the knees. And just move around this lower back. So then take it. Now extend the legs, both of them up towards the ceiling. Hold the back of the legs and maybe even just like with your hands, do a little self massage. Just rub it up and down your hamstrings and even towards your outer thighs. And then towards the middle of the back of the thighs, and right on those hamstrings, observing how they're feeling, and just helping to encourage some heat, some soothing sensation, open up those muscles. So now make sure your lower back is on the floor. And if you need a little bend in your knees, go for it. But try to lift through the heels and try to extend those legs, feeling the top of your thighs right by your hip pushed down into the floor. So you're staying grounded there. Arms are by your side, shoulders tucked under you, maybe palms down. Perhaps you lift the lower back and slide your hands under you to support your lower back here. So if at any point, if you feel straining as we're lowering and lifting the legs, just bring your hands underneath your hips, okay? Otherwise, arms by your side or even out to a T, which gets a little harder. Reach up through both legs, keep them really strong, pushing the upper thighs into the earth. Slowly lower that right leg down, just nice and slow. I'm not gonna count yet, but observe how your core engages. Try to push your abdomen into the lower back and then lift that leg right back up, nice and slow. Usually when we lift the leg, we go faster than the lower, so be aware of that. Lower the left leg, just nice and slow, keeping the thigh firm, reaching out through that heel. Maybe tap the heel so you know that you've reached the earth, and then lift slowly back up, going slow again, remember? Okay, and then both legs lower together. And here you might want to bend your knees, and that's fine, right? And so you let those knees bend, you tap the heels, and then you lift back up, but observe the core. Right, and maybe straightening the legs at the top. Now lower that right leg again for 5, 4, keep your core tight, 3, 2, 1. Tap that heel on the earth, activate both legs, lift the leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the left leg, 5, 4, keep both legs straight, 3, 2, 1. Tap that heel, inhale, lift, 5, core is tight, 4, 3, push the low back down, 2, 1, both legs lower, 5, 4, low back down, 3, 2, 1, lift, squeeze those glutes, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bend the knees and release, rock side to side. I like to open my legs apart here. I don't know why, it just feels good. Usually probably because of the hips working really hard for us as we're lifting and lowering those legs. So just relax inside of your hips, moving in a way that feels really good to just kind of refresh. Feeling silly today. All right, now bring those knees together again, and then bring your calves parallel to the floor and your knees right on top of your thighs. So straighten your arms and push your palms right against your thighs, right by your knees. So your fingernails are almost right at the tip of the kneecap, okay? And then calves are parallel, really check in with that. And then start to engage your core. Tailbone is down. Belly button is pushing into that lower back. And take a full breath in. And as you exhale, start pushing your legs into your hands. Keep your arms straight and push your hands back into the legs. Feel how this turns on the core a lot more, and take a breath here. Full exhale, wrap your abdomen in as you exhale. Inhale again, push those legs into your hands. Full exhale. Good, one more time, inhale. Keep pushing, and you can work as hard as you want to here. I won't know the difference. Exhale, and then release. Woo, bring your knees in and rock again, side to side. Rock your head side to side too, releasing through the neck, and even open your jaw, relax that jaw. Okay, now just drop your feet to the floor and open your knees apart, letting those legs drop open, knees open, feet together, and just relax your arms down. Maybe your hands stay kind of on your inner thighs or by your hips, and just do a tiny bounce with those legs. Okay, good. And then let's extend those arms all the way back behind us. Reaching and lengthening the sides of the waist, wiggle your hips a little bit here. Right? And take a big breath in. And exhale. And then inhale again. And as you exhale, release. Just inhale now, lift your arms straight to the ceiling. And exhale, curl yourself up. Using your core strength, your legs might lift like mine did. Reaching forward over those legs. Lowering your head down, take a breath in. Squeeze your belly in, your abdomen in, exhaling. Good, and then slowly roll back. Keeping your head and your arms really heavy. Use your core strength, push your feet together. Tucking the tailbone, lower your lower back. Notice how those legs engage to help you. And then extend those arms all the way back again. And then inhale, the arms lift. Exhale, we curl up, chin to chest, and we roll forward all the way, extending that spine. Inhale here. Full exhale. Slowly rolling back, taking our time. Chin stays at our chest. We're really unraveling the spine as we come out of that curl. Arms reach back. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, chin to chest, we curl up. Really using that forceful exhale to help us lifting, help us to lift. And then rolling back again. Let's do this just one more time. I know it's so fun. You just want to keep going. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, curl and lift. Beautiful. Extend, reach, and lower. Take a breath. Exhale, relax even more. Relax your head so much. Squeeze your belly in. Let your elbows drop down to the floor, hands to the floor, and move a little side to side. Sway your head a little left and right, moving almost your head towards the right and to the left. You get a little stretch towards your back and your side, low back, as you're rocking almost left to right, swooping your head side to side. Relax your jaw. Relax your eyes to close. Feel gravity as you're just rocking left and right. And then we'll pause, engage your belly and roll up all the way, stacking your spine up, roll the shoulders, circle your arms up to the ceiling, push your feet together. Exhale, twist to the right and drop your arms down. So your right hand's behind you, really close to the low back. And then your left hand is on that knee, and take a full breath, lift the chest. Exhale, pull the left rib to the right rib. Gazing back, chin feels parallel to the floor. Relax the left knee. And take another breath, lift the heart. Gaze back, exhale, soften the shoulders down. And again, big breath. And exhale. Good, now lift the left arm up and the right arm up and face forward. Twisting to the left. Right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you, close to the low back. We lift that heart up, inhaling. Full exhale, belly hugs in, we gaze back. We feel that right shoulder start to drop down a bit. So even as the chin moves towards the left shoulder, that stretch increases around that right side neck as that right shoulder pulls down. Another breath. Good, and lifting that right arm up and the left arm up. Open those arms nice and wide and bring them behind you. Fingers point towards you, planting those palms down. Spread those fingers. Good, feel a little stretch here through your hands, wrists, arms. Push into those hands, lift your chest up. Take a full breath in. Squeeze the shoulder blades behind you so you open your chest more. Good, now lift your knees, feet as wide as your mat. Drop your knees over to the right. Lift that left side of your chest up as you push into the hand. Breathe in there. Exhale here. And then lift those knees, drop them to the left. Inhale. And exhale. Good. And then inhale, come up. Releasing your hands, but flip the palms up and the backs of the hands pressed into the earth. Pressing down, spread the fingers wide, rock a little left and right. Then your knees or your feet and legs could be cross-legged. Took me a lot to say that. All right, and then slowly release your hands to shake them out, And let's come to tabletop position. So scoot your feet out of the way, come onto your hands and knees, and just make your way to the middle of your mat. I'm just gonna put my hair up here so it's not in the way because it's been getting very long. It's time for a haircut. Jeff cuts my hair because it takes nothing to cut my hair. So I don't like justifying a lot of money to pay for my haircut. However, I know that I do love it sometimes. So I'm thinking about getting my haircut professionally. Gina, I'm looking at you. Right? You have a good hairdresser. Her name is Liz Hilton, isn't it? All right, now engage your belly. Press into your hands, curl those toes, and then lift your knees. Engage that belly, right? Almost feel like you could tuck your tailbone a little bit here. Now drop the belly and pull that chest forward. Do like a cow pose with lifted knees hovering above the floor. And then tuck your tailbone, keep your knees where they are around that spine. So you're doing cat and cow with lifted knees. Inhale, drop the belly, tailbone sticks up, shoulders pull back. We look up, exhale, round that spine, hug the belly and tuck the tail, chin to chest. Inhale one more time, building some heat here. Exhale. Now inhale into that cow, lift those hips, exhale, down dog. Woo! Take a full breath in and out. And then start movement. Walk your legs, pedal them. Walk yourself in place. Bend one knee, bend the other knee. I don't know why it's hard for me to get things out right now. And then start to really open across the back. So let's lift the head forward a little bit, so kind of out of or forward out of the arm. And then rotate your inner elbows almost forward. And then push back, head between those arms. Notice those shoulders, right? Hug the core in, and then lift those hips. Take a full breath. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale to plank pose. Exhale, knees down, chest and chin. So do a little mini cow pose as that tailbone lifts, belly drops. We bend the elbows, lean forward, heart and chin meet the earth. Untuck toes, inhale, cobra pose. Rooting into those hands, but sliding them energetically towards your feet. Exhale, back to the knees and up for downward facing dog. And then inhale back to plank. Stay here, just bend the knees, pushing them or hovering them above the earth. Push into your hands, chest to thighs, you lift the hips, heels down. Do that again. Inhale to plank. From plank, we bend the knees. We push into the hands, chest to thighs, and we lift the hips, high and tippy toes, and then heels down. Good, nice deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Bend both knees, look forward at your hands, and take a huge step with both feet forward. Inhaling, half forward fold, lift your chest, shoulders pull back, extend through the back of the neck. And as you exhale, fold forward, bending those knees, relax the whole body here. Open your feet as wide as your hips are wider. Keeping your toes pointing forward, your heels push out slightly. Okay? And so that you almost find parallel outer edges of your feet to the outer edges of the mat. Try to spread your toes and even help yourself. Use your hands and open those toes apart. Push into the big toe mound right at the base of the big toe, and then the pinky toe mound right at the base of the pinky. And then the inner and outer heel evenly. Grab elbows, exhale to relax. And then maybe sway just a little bit or a lot, or you kind of move up and down a little bit, almost like swaying your elbows forward and back towards your shins and away from them. And then try to nod your head, yes, no. Releasing through the neck here, relax your jaw. Really let go and create space here in the neck, the cervical spine, right around the throat chakra. So letting our ears be heavy, right? The throat chakra is not just about communication and how we communicate to ourselves and others, but it's also about listening. Right? How good of a listener are we? I know I struggle with that sometimes. It's a matter of like really being present too in that moment with that person as they're sharing something, you know, and keeping our mind present versus running off to something else or thinking about the next thing we can say. Let's do one more breath here. And then release your hands, engage your belly, that low belly, tighten, push into your feet, roll up slowly. Strong legs help you to rise. And then roll the shoulders up, stocking them right on top of the hips. Flip the palms out, circle the arms up, and just take a breath in. Exhale, hands to meet in front of your heart center. Close your eyes here. Just pause for a moment. Observe the space of your neck, your throat, your collarbones, your ears, your jaw. This area of our throat chakra, our communication center. This area kind of gives life to all the chakras below. Our heart, our solar plexus, sacral, and into our root. Right? Gives voice to our dreams, gives voice to our feelings, our thoughts, our true beliefs. Speaking honestly and clearly and openly. And the obstacle here is releasing lies. Even the little white lies, the tiny lies that we think don't hurt anyone. Why? Why do we lie? Why do we not tell full truth? And so it's just a space now to observe the sense of communication and opening in this throat. So let's release our hands down, circle those arms all the way up. I'm wearing all blue, so I'm channeling my throat chakra today. Open those arms wide, bend those knees, and dive down, forward fold. Relax your head and arms and shoulders, and hands slide up your shins, right under those knees, lifting your chest. Hug that belly and that low belly. Pull the chest forward, crown of the head forward. Exhale and fold, relax. Let's bend the right knee deeper. Bring your right hand into maybe a fist, right between your feet, but then forward about a footprint or two. Push into that right hand and pull the left arm all the way up now, so you're twisting. And you might even want to block under your right hand or some sort of support to lift up a little bit higher. And this is really nice to help you actually open up and lengthen the spine more. Because if we're all the way on the ground, sometimes we're really rounded and we're not going to be able to twist much. So if we have that support under the hand, we can extend the spine and then find more of an opportunity to rotate. And so now feel that right bottom shoulder roll on the back. Flip the left palm behind you, bend the elbow, and bring that back of your left hand to the lower back or the outside of the right hip, or even wrapping around for the upper right thigh. And then take a breath in, lengthen through the neck. Exhale, hug the right ribs up to the left. One more breath in and out. Lifting your left arm, scoop it forward and lower it all the way down. Relax into a forward fold so that you can release the neck, nodding yes and no. And then left hand is on the block, pushing into it. So when you push into it, it's right, that wrist is right under your shoulder and the block is pretty much right under your face. You're like in a 90-degree angle if you have the block. Bend the left knee, pull the right arm all the way up. And as you do, pull the right hip back. Feel that stretch through the outer hip. Feel that left shoulder roll in the back and the center of your heart open up more. Nice deep breath, breathing in through the throat, right? Lifting the chin away from the throat so we create space there, creating open, vast clarity, communication. Hugging the left ribs to the right, those exhales. Stay grounded evenly on your feet. Notice if the inner foot is taking more weight than the outer foot. Flip the right palm behind you, bend the elbow, bring the hand to the low back, outer hip or upper thigh. And take another breath. Lengthen that neck. One more here. And then lifting that right arm, reach it forward and release all the way. Relaxing down, relax the head, nod yes and no. Open the toes out and open your feet as wide as your mat. The toes point out a bit. And then bend those knees and sink down, low yogi squat. So adjust your stance as you need. And if you need support, you can bring a block underneath your feet just to help you lift that spine up nice and tall. But otherwise, really try to lengthen that spine just with your own energy. Elbows pressing on those inner knees, palms connecting, and pulling the thumbs in line with that heart as much as we can. Getting a nice stretch through those wrists. And then lengthening through the crown of the head as if you had a string coming up that head. Nice deep breath here. Full exhale. And do that again. Hands down now, hips come up. Toes point forward, walk the heels in and the toes in. So now our feet are together. Big toes touch, bend those knees. Middle fingers touch the floor, chair pose. Arms come out and all the way up. So our back is nice and long and in line with those shoulders and arms. Weight is in your heels. Squeeze those knees together. Squeeze the low belly together with the chest a bit. Take a breath. Sink a little lower. Soften the shoulders down. Two more here. Inhale. Exhale. Just one more full round on your own. Push into those feet slowly. Come all the way up to standing, straight body, and then lift up through the heart center and start looking up and reach your arms back as you push your hips forward. Come up to a straight spine, hands to our heart center. Exhale. Take a full breath here. Release your hands. Exhale. Arms circle out and up. Bend those knees. Chair pose again. Good. Scoop your right arm towards the wall behind you and twist. Squeeze your knees together, look at those knees, and pull the left hip back so your knees stay parallel to the front of the mat. Exhale, twist. Right arm comes forward with an inhale. Exhale, left arm scoops back. Right arm pulls forward, keep your knees parallel. Inhale, lift the heart. Twist, exhale. Inhale, left arm forward. Exhale, fold forward all the way. Relax the head, nod yes and no. Relax the shoulders, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Step the left leg back, high lunge. Separate your feet about hip distance on the mat so they're on their own track. Squeeze that left glute, start sinking your hips down. Hug that low belly in, and then pull that chest center forward, fingertips outlining that right foot. Press into that right heel. Hug that right hip back. Slowly hands float by our hips. Spine is nice and straight and strong. Take a breath. Hold it here, exhale. Squeeze that left glute and help that feel your right hip track back. Pull the low belly up off the thigh. Feel the shoulders track back a little more. And 2 more breaths. Stamp into all five corners of your feet. Just kidding, there's only 4. Take another breath. Hands come down. Left hand stays on the floor or a block. I'm going to use a block today. Keep that left glute squeezing, keeping your right knee right where it is. Circle that right arm back and all the way up for a nice twist. Feel the left shoulder roll in the spine. The legs are so strong and active, and you can even feel like they're trying to pull. Those feet are trying to pull towards each other. Root into the big toe mount on this right foot, pulling the knee in towards the midline. 1 more breath. Reach forward, lower this hand to the inside of the right foot, drop the left heel down to the right side of the mat, and walk your hands to this long edge. Rotating your toes to this long edge too. Heels push out, hips push out, chest pulls forward, inhale, and then exhale, fold forward all the way. Walking your hands between your legs here so that it helps you to bring your weight into the toes a bit more and fold your torso further down. Nice deep breath. And again, maybe relaxing your eyes, softening the neck and the mouth and the jaw and the ears. Good, and then hands come back, walking underneath our shoulders as we push ourselves up. Walk over to your left foot, pulling that heel in. So yeah, I'm going to turn you around right now. Coming into our high lunge on the opposite side, right? So squeeze that right glute. Feel that pull the left hip back a bit here. Now you might want to bring your block into the party, right? Over time, that's ultimately where we're going to go, but keep your hands on the earth to start, or both blocks. So pull that left heel back, tracking it back energetically, not actually, okay? And then engage your low belly and start stamping into your feet and float your hands by your hips. So feel this long line of energy. Adjust your stance so you feel strong. Squeeze that low belly in. Keep that right thigh pressing back behind you, firmly upper leg to keep that knee safe. Exhale. And just 1 more. Pull the shoulders on the back, grow the neck longer. Hands come back down. Find a block under that right hand if you want, okay? And then keep your legs active. Keep that right glute tight. Circle the left arm back and all the way up. The only thing moving here is your upper body. Your lower body is staying active and in place. Push into the right hand. Roll that right shoulder on the back. Lift your heart forward more. And then pull the right ribs up to the left. And again, a bigger breath. Good job. Now imagine the left hand is against a wall and you're pushing against that wall, and help that twist you more. Slowly that left hand comes down. Awesome. Now slowly get to the block. Move that right heel down to the left. Come back to your wide-legged stance. Lift your chest center forward, hips pull back. Heels are out a little bit. Exhale, fold forward. Relaxing the head and the arms and the shoulders. Walking your hands between those legs again, shifting the weight to the toes. Now pull the shoulders up, away from those ears. So the neck gets longer. Maybe the head rests on the earth. We get close. You could also bring a block underneath your head to rest. feeling some sort of support under the head can maybe almost help us release more. Awesome. Now come back up onto those hands. Come walking back your, I don't know why I can't talk. Slowly walk your hands back to that right foot, pulling that heel into the middle of the mat, and we lift the left heel up. So now we're back in that lunge position. You slowly plant your hands and step that right foot back to plank pose. Okay, so without shifting much, we just slide that right foot back and we find our plank. Good. Pull that chest forward, belly's tight. Inhale. Knees down, exhale, chest and chin. Inhale, cobra. Bhujangasana. Exhale, downward facing dog. Really activate those shoulders, inner elbows point forward, rotating those outer shoulders out here. Take a breath. Full exhale. Drop down to those knees. Find child's pose. Big toes touch, hips down to the heels, rest the forehead here. Allow your eyes to close. Maybe you make a pillow for your forehead with your stacked palms or a block. And just enjoy kind of a nice break here. Softening your shoulders. You have options as you're coming into this posture, right? You can make a pillow for your forehead with your hands, or forehead's on the ground, bend the elbows, bringing your palms to the back of the head. Inching elbows forward, then feel that stretch through the upper arms, armpits perhaps. And at any point, change your position so that you can feel more comfortable. And stay here for 5 more breaths. Maybe even tuning into the feeling of the breath, filling through the nose and down through the throat, creating this awareness of spaciousness inside of our passageways through the body. Passing oxygen through the voice box, this area of the body that gives our thoughts and feelings a voice. Take one more breath. And then slowly come up onto your hands and knees. Tabletop position. Spread the fingers, curl those toes, lift those knees, come back toward downward facing dog. Now lift the right leg up here, bend that right knee and open up that hip, stacking that right hip on top of the left. Try to drop the right shoulder so we're keeping our chest and back pretty straight and really feeling this rotation only in the pelvis, your lower back. Feel the kneecap lift, circle that right ankle a couple times. And then straighten that leg, pointing the toes, and as you exhale, swoop it through right between your hands. Now walk your right hand to the inside of this leg and walk your foot to the right. And slowly sink your hips down. Keep that left glute tight. Sink the hips. Good. Hands are on the inside of this right foot. Good. And then slowly drop that left knee down and untuck the toes. Okay. Now bring your right hand to the inner right knee, pushing that knee open, roll to the outer right foot, but keep your ankle engaged, flex, firm that left glute, lift your chest out of the hips as you rotate now, pushing into the left hand and that right shoulder hugs back. Take a breath, sigh it out. Now you might want to bring a block under your left hand. We're going to progress here to a quad stretch or just reaching for the quad or the ankle. So slowly bend that left knee, pointing the toes up, and you might feel like this is plenty. You can stay right here. Squeeze that left glute, open the heart, twist a little, or right arm comes up and we reach it back, reaching for the foot. Grabbing it gently, pushing that foot into the hand and helping that lift the heart more. Breathe into the stretch you feel. 2 more here. And 1 more breath. And releasing that foot back, curl those toes. Bring your right hand back. Now move your hips back, keeping your right foot where it is. Your hands are still on the inside of the leg. You can bring your block back with you, or blocks underneath the hands, under shoulders. You lift that chest, take a breath in, pull the hips back a bit here, tailbone reaching back. So if you feel that increase the stretch behind the leg, then stay there and breathe there. And if you feel that stretch slowly dissipate, then maybe bend the elbows. I'm not going to bend the elbows because I'm good right here. Right, it's morning, our body's just waking up. So this is a practice sometimes that we do less in. Another breath. Good, now we're going to twist right here. So bring that block under the left hand and lift that right arm up. And as you do, pull that right hip back a bit, helping you to open that chest up, long spine. And imagine pushing your right hand against the wall here. Imaginary wall, and that hand that's in the sky. Hug that belly in, the left ribs pull up to the right. Right hip is hugging back, or right toes are lifted. Open throat. One more breath. Oh yeah, and then circle that arm down. Slowly rebending that right knee. But rebend it only enough as to kind of keep your hips right on top of that left knee. Slide your right foot back behind the fingers and walk the foot over towards the left. Move your hands forward a bit and then lean that right knee forward towards the right side of the mat, untucking the left toes, pigeon pose. Slide that left foot back here. Maybe you bring support underneath your right hip. So if you're not touching the ground here, a blanket wedged underneath there, or even a block or some sort of pillow, just wedged to support you and find the earth there is really helpful, so that we can get that left hip to be heavier and we lift and broaden the heart. And slowly we can exhale and perhaps bend the elbows to lower the torso a bit, but know that you don't have to. So once again, if you feel the stretch anywhere, and it's plenty, then stay there. Inhale into the stretch that you feel. The exhale is where we can slowly progress. Softly bending the elbows, going like a centimeter more, pausing, inhaling there. Exhaling, softening, maybe lowering. Once we feel it, we pause and we breathe into that. And then we exhale and we melt down with gravity even more. So let's do about 5 to 7, 10 more breaths here. Really giving ourselves time in this posture, pigeon or half pigeon pose. Start to let your head be heavy, and maybe even look to the left and look to the right so you get some tension out of the upper neck and back. And again, relax your bottom jaw. Let's do one more breath here. A big sigh out. Walking up onto your hands again. If you were down, and then removing any support that you have underneath your hip out of the way. Curl those back toes, the left toes. Lift the knee and move that knee forward. Move it forward a couple times, enough that you can then slide your right foot back. Bring yourself into tabletop position, curling those toes, lift those knees, and come back to your down dog. Really elongate your back, your spine, and your hips. Wiggle those hips a bit. Lift the right leg up again, bend that right knee and open up that hip again. And then just do a big circle. Move that knee all around in a huge loop. Go in the other direction whenever you want to. Feels good. Straightening that leg, slowly drop it back to the earth. Left leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, step this foot to the outer edge of your left hand. Stay here for a moment to sink your hips down, lifting that chest forward, inhale. Exhale, right knee taps down and the top of the foot meets the earth. You can bring a block underneath your right hand if you'd like to here. Sinking those hips down, firm that right glute. Okay, and then bringing your weight over onto that right hand. Shift that left hand to the left inner knee, pressing it out any amount. And then try to roll your right shoulder back so you broaden across the chest, and then push into that hand. You slowly start to rotate your chest to the left. Notice how this left or right shoulder loves to shrug forward. So keep pushing it on the back. Keep your chest really open here. Another breath. Then you can even lean forward a little bit to then bend that right knee, pulling those toes up and then repressing into that right hand, rotating into the torso, reaching that left arm up, and then reaching it back for the foot perhaps, pushing that foot into the hand to help you really open up the front of the body again. 2 more breaths here. One more. Releasing that hand from the foot. We curl those right toes. We pull the hips back, straightening a bit into the left leg. We keep the heel where it is, so it's still to the outside of the mat. Hands are on the inside of the leg. Pull the tailbone back as that heart center pulls forward. Inhale. And exhale. Soften in those elbows. We lower any amount or not at all. And then steady the breath. Okay, and slowly pressing back into those hands. The right hand takes the weight, and that left hand pulls up. And as we pull our left hand arm up, we pull the left hip back. Squeeze the shoulders on your back, gazing up towards the ceiling. Feel the left hand pushing against an imaginary wall here. Deep breath in. Right ribs pulling up to left. Exhaling. And again. And one more here. Reach forward, lowering this hand as you rebend that knee, catching your block. Walk your hands forward a little. You're not going into too far of a bend here in that left knee because we pull that foot back behind the fingers, behind the wrist, and then lean forward, dropping the left knee out to the left side of the mat. So it's at an angle out a little bit to the left versus this left knee being in a straight line coming out from the hip, okay? Then lift that right knee and move that knee back a bit and slowly untuck the right toes, pressing into your hands, lift your chest, and then the option to grab something for underneath your left hip. Take a big inhale. And exhale, we progress, right? So the exhales are where we get to perhaps soften into the pose a little more, leaning into it, elbows perhaps taking some weight here. And then we soften the head down and we breathe. Relaxing the jaw. Again, perhaps rocking the head left and right. Feeling the back of the neck get a little love, a little stretch, a little opening. Maybe even some circles with the neck. Move the jaw around and then steady the breath. And just a few more here. Okay, and then we'll slowly come back up onto those hands. Feels good. All right, curl those right toes. Move that knee forward a couple of times. Enough so that you can push into those hands, slide that left foot back, knees down, fingers wide, find your foundation, find your shoulders and your arms, lift your hips, come into your down dog. Inhale together, open mouth, exhale. Let's lift the left leg up. Bend that left knee and open up the hips, feeling that stretch pushing out of your hands here. Nice deep round of breath. Straightening that leg, exhale, drop it down. Find your last down dog here. One full inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Come forward to plank pose. Tap down to the knees, the chest and the chin. Inhaling cobra. Exhaling child's pose. Rest that head down, rock it side to side. Soften the neck again, the head, the third eye, and let go. Take several breaths here. Just enjoying another opportunity of rest. Going slow, taking time to pause. Where else can you relax? And then slowly, we'll lift up to those hands and knees, just enough to scoot the feet out of the way. Come to a seat with long legs out ahead of you. And I'm just gonna face you here for sake of demonstrating. Remove the bits out from underneath you and toes are lifted. Hands are next to us to really find a tall spine. And then start pushing the upper thighs down, the root of your thighs down into the earth. Those toes are spreading. Okay, so your legs are active and your low belly is nice and tight here too. Now drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Relax your jaw. Take a breath in. Exhale. Let that bottom jaw open if it wants to, as wide as it wants to. And then let your head slowly melt back just a tiny bit, feeling that stretch travel to the front. And then slowly bring it back, swoop the chin down towards the chest, heavy head. Stay here, inhale. Exhale. And lift your gaze straight back up. Very slowly drop your right ear down towards your right shoulder. Keeping your spine tall, keeping your thighs tight. Root of those thighs pushing down. Inhale into that left side neck. Relax that bottom jaw, exhale. Feel those left fingers even reach out a little more, creating more space here from the shoulder through the neck, the scalene muscles. Notice where you feel that stretch. Let your head lean back ever so slightly. Bring deep breaths of spaciousness here. Good. Slowly looking forward, bring the head back and down, chin down to our chest. Slowly and intentionally. And rock a little to the left and a little to the right. So we're aiming at stretching the upper neck, back neck, by the collarbone. If you had collarbones in your back, so you're by your trap. Good. And pause and center and lift your gaze back up. Excellent. All right, now bend your knees, feet on the floor. Scoop your arms forward and tuck your tailbone, roll down one vertebrae at a time, chin to your chest. Take your time rolling. Once you're there, rest the head and the arms. Bring your feet closer to your glutes. Move your ponytail if you've got one. Tuck your shoulders under you, arms by your side, press into the earth and come into bridge. Tuck those shoulders even more under you, wedge them, interlace your fingers behind your back and push your hands into the earth. Feel the knees pull towards each other, feel strong and secure, and breathe. 3 breaths. Two more. Slow and deep breath. Releasing your hands, roll down. Maybe you lift your heels to help you release the lower back and tailbone down left. And once you're down there, rest the heels. Bring your arms out to a T. Bring your knees into your chest. Rock your knees over to the left side. Look over to the right side. Take a big breath in. And exhale, relax the legs, your hips, your lower back. Let your legs do what they want to do. Another breath. And then use your core strength, bring those knees up and into the chest, and then roll them over to the right side. Looking to the left side, take a breath in. Soft exhale. Soften the jaw and the neck again. Releasing any tension that's been creeping in. And then slowly roll on your back again. Bring your knees into your chest, round your spine up towards your knees. Take a big inhale. Exhale, release head and shoulders down. Separate your knees apart, straddle or half straddle. If you want a full straddle, just straighten those legs as much as you can out to either side of the room. Hands are on those inner thighs, right under or above the knees, and you're just rocking left to right. Or half straddle, we just keep those knees bent, feet relaxed, and just rock left to right. Or even a little happy baby grabbing for the outer edges of your feet or your ankles, and tailbone roots down here. Shoulder blades pull down. Deep breath here. Exhale. Bring those knees back together. Last big hug. Nose to those knees once more. Shoulders heavy. Inhale. And exhale. Release for your Shavasana. Let the legs go long, either on the earth or up a wall if you want to. Tuck your shoulders under you, rest your arms where it feels best. Close those eyes. And we've got, 4 minutes until it's 10:30, but we're gonna go about a 2.5, 3-minute Shavasana so that we end right on time. So exhale everything out of the body. Inhale fully, filling every little crevice. Hold it and sip it up. Open mouth, exhale, relax. Relax your jaw. Rock your head side to side. And just release any final movements out of the body, any wiggles and jiggles, so that you can commit to stillness for this time in our Shavasana. Begin to just slowly deepen the breath. Beginning to just see the inside layer of your eyelids, and then start moving your eyes under the lids and notice what else you see. Swallow, lick your lips, stretch your jaw. Keeping your eyes closed, just rock your head side to side, maybe stretch the face. Wiggle toes and fingers, and then reach your arms to the wall behind you and legs long. Squeeze the glutes, arch the back, full body stretch. Inhaling and exhaling, relaxing. And then keep those eyes closed, bend the knees, feet on the floor. Roll over and use your sense of touch to push yourself up. Finding a nice tall seat here, lifted heart, lifted spine, lifted crown of the head, open neck, open throat. Palms meet in front of our heart. Take a deep breath in with a smile on your face. An open mouth, exhale. Sitting in the seat of gratitude for having awoken our body and our mind in such a meaningful way, in a way that only we can do for ourselves on this beautiful Friday morning. Setting the tone for the rest of the day and the weekend ahead. Let's rub our palms together to generate some heat and energy in the hands. Building heat and energy, and then bring those warm palms to cup over the closed eyes, really on the face. Notice the darkness. Take a breath. Exhale, release your hands down the face, palms connecting in front of the heart. Believe in yourself and do what you are supposed to. Appreciate yourself, enjoy yourself, and love yourself. From my heart to yours, my friends. Namaste.